Hi there, I'm Karsten. I'm the co-founder of Meta Startup Studio, and this is the 100K Academy, where you learn hyper-practical skills of how to start, run, and grow a purpose-driven lifestyle business. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about one of our earlier success stories where we made our first 20K month, how we made our first 20K month in our coaching business. And before I dive into how exactly we did this and what contributed to that you can absolutely replicate, I want to just come again back to the process in general. Remember the process of business building. If you've watched videos from us before, if not, check them out. We always move from, in the beginning, having a niche, moving to a customer discovery with that niche, validating that people actually want to pay for that, validating this customer, then customer creation, which is really building now a bigger base of customers, and company building at the back of that. So this is the 4-step process, and we made our first 20K month in just the customer discovery and validation stage. And you can absolutely do this too, right? It depends a little bit on your offer and if it's like high ticket, low ticket, etc. But I'll show you how we did it, and you can see like how it could create a similar result for you as well. So often customer discovery and customer validation as two topics, which means basically, talking to people, finding out what they want, and then building something for them and throwing it to them to see if they're willing to actually pay for it. It sounds like a bit of a boring process you have to go through, but it doesn't have to be boring, because you're actually already starting your business. You're actually able to make very nice money just in this phase already, right? So just take this with you as you listen to the rest of this. And if you haven't done customer discovery interviews, which is the base kind of for all of this, there's another video that we can link here or here, in which we will explain how to run customer discovery interviews in more detail to craft something that people actually want to pay for. Okay, so let me dive into this. So imagine you have done the interviews, you've got the data, you have now understood from people what they want, what format they want, what they're willing to pay for it. And now what we have done is we've treated this in two different lines. And this is really what I want to tell you today. For one, every single person that you speak to in those interviews, make it your target within 10 days after the conversation to make them a custom offer latest, right? 3 days later is perfect actually, right? 3 to 10 days. Don't wait longer than that, right? You can wait a bit just to see like some other interviews and get some more data in, when you're just starting out. But especially if you have run a few already, don't wait. You don't even have to wait more than 3 days, right? But basically, the idea is to think about their interview afterwards, analyze their data, and come up with a very specific custom offer just for them, right? The idea of running customer discovery interviews in general is to build a productized service, because you cannot scale a custom thing as nicely and easily, especially online. So you want to create something more standardized that is like your process, your methodology that you're giving, that you're teaching, that you then can scale, right? But before you get there, you can absolutely make offers that are custom tailored to every single person you speak to, right? By having niche down and speaking only to people who are your niche, you already know they are potential customers, right? And they will have told you exactly what they want from you. And in the very beginning, there's also lots of insecurities, imposter syndrome, give them what they want for a discount, doesn't matter. Like, make the price they tell you, give them for less than that, because for you, it's an investment. It's not a profit-making center right now, even though, as you see with a 20K month, you can make nice money with this, right? But that's not the main goal. The main goal is that you get confidence, that you get your word out there, that people know about what you do, that you do a good job with them and they tell other people, that you're making your first money, you're extending your runway, you're financing your test phase basically with this, right? And you're getting testimonials. Very important, right? To show as social proof. Like, the first type of people who come to you as customers, they'll believe your mission and their vision. They are these customers who come from that. They're visionary customers, right? They are easier to make decisions. And there's a different video somewhere we talk about that probably. And then the next customers are already scalable customers, and they need more social proof and validation that what you got to offer is actually trustworthy, and they need already some of these testimonials. So think of that. It's an investment. And you can only win by giving people an offer. Charge money for sure, yes. Otherwise, you're not making a real test if they're willing to, pay for it. That's the whole point. People need to pay for it. Also, it will make the results they get better. If you offer anything service-based, people pay for it. They will put more effort into it. If they get it for free, they'll let it slide the second, something else pops up in their life that they paid for, So, yeah, point one is do the interviews and then review each person, and within 3, 5, 10 days max, make them an offer that's tailor-made, giving them exactly what they want. You may need to spend a bit of time, like if they ask for things that you don't have available right now, like think how you could get them available quickly, or if they said yes, you could make it happen, right? Don't buy something right away, but if they say, oh yes, I love that offer, and you offered them a CV review by a CV expert or whatever as part of your career coaching, then don't buy the CV pack or make a deal with the expert until they said yes. Then you go to them and make a deal and buy it, so you can bring it into the program. But the point is, really reach out with tailored offers. You can only win. Ask for money, give them a bit of a discount. Don't go too deep on your discount, right? But to give them a bit of a discount, be grateful, explain to them, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how to do this in a second. And then the second part is, at the back of that, of course, you're still doing the usual process, right? You, of course, are still reading the interview data across the different people that you're interviewing, seeing the common denominators, the red threads, and you're building a standard offering that is something that you can put on a sales page. This is what I'm offering. This is what I'm giving, this is who I stand for. This is what you can buy from me. Here's the way to buy it. Because once it's standardized and based on the customer data, it's much easier to sell it, to scale it later on, right? But until then, do the first thing. At the back of that, build the second thing. The more you are starting to get clarity around your standard offering, the more you can give that to people already in these immediate tailor-made packages, right? But you just tweak little things, or you put emphasis on different elements based on their replies, and maybe you shift the format and pricing slightly based on their preferences, right? To really meet them where they at. So let me explain to you how we have done this. So we did in 1 month a lot of interviews, and it was something, I don't know, in the first month we did around 40, let's just say 40 interviews, right? So that means we did a lot of interviews, right? But it can be kind of fun. So don't dismiss this opportunity. And we did about, if you think 20 working days, so that would mean 2 per working day, right? That's half an hour per work. It's not crazy, right? Getting them, finding people, coordinating, it does take effort, right? But it's not insane, right? You can do it. 2 per working day, 40 per month, 40 interviews now in the pocket. Out of this, let's say you make tailored offers to all of them, and only 20% of them say, okay, awesome, I'm ready to do it. Because people may really want that offer, but it may just not be the right time for them right now, right? Maybe they need to do some development still until they're ready. Maybe in their life, there's just like other things right now that take priority, and that's okay. That doesn't mean they don't want what you have. They just don't want it right now, and you can definitely offer this to them again later, right? So don't be discouraged by people not taking you up on your offers, but let's say 20% does take you up, and this will happen, right? If you're making tailor-made offers, you're being authentic about it, and I'll talk to you about how to do this in a second, they will take you up on these offers, and it feel great. Even if you give a big discount, you'll feel so genius, it will give you lots of confidence and motivation. So really encourage you to do this. And now if we just apply the calculation, right, at 40 interviews, 20% buy, that means 8 of them buy. And then if I sell and, on an average of 2.5K, that will give me a 20K month, right? So we sold actually about 5 packages at the time of 497 euro per month for a 6-month period. And we sold another, the same thing, but only for a 3-month period for half the price. So that's kind of how we, at the time, we sold 10 packages only. And with the 10 packages, we made 20K. And of course, the work extended beyond that month, right? It's a 6-month program or a 3-month program, but it wasn't like taking up all of our time. It was like a couple hours a week, maybe. And we had a 20K in the account, right? And this is an amazing feeling that you're like, whoa, I'm a person who can just generate 20K if I really put my mind to it, right? And this was us starting out and being noobs at this process, right? So you can definitely do this as well. And The goal, and even if it's 10K, right? It's already awesome to make a 10K month, right? Or if it's less, it's not the main point, it's not the amount of money, it's about the approach and the methodology and about making money and why you're making money, right? And for some, it will be easier to make a bit more. For some, it will be, a bit less. Also depends on your target audience, right? If you're a one-person team, you cannot serve 1,000 people simultaneously for, a small amount of money yet, right? If you're selling high ticket offers, it's more doable as a small team, right? Or as just yourself. So anyway, moving on from that, how does that actually work, right? Because you do the interviews and now you want to come back to them with an offer. And I explained to you already a little bit of how you do this, but then the way you actually come back to them is very important, because a lot of times, a lot of like genuinity and authenticity gets lost in text messages, because we are like overcomplicating, how should I phrase this, and it becomes just weird oftentimes. It's easy, it's risky, right? It's the same for me. So what I always prefer is just leave a freaking voice message, right? Because then you like, they hear your voice, it sounds normal, right? And you can practice this a couple times, right, as well. Like, but even would say don't freaking practice it. Just be like, just prepare yourself some rough pointers of how you're gonna say it, and then just free flow within that, right? And it always goes something along the lines of, hey person, awesome to speak to you the other day. Thank you again for your input. And like I'm working on building out like a more standard product offer on the back of that. But in the meantime, I decided, to just like offer something to see if anyone's interested in, getting exactly what they asked for. Because for me, it would be like, even if the pricing or everything is not like ideal for me, it would actually be no problem for me to offer this, because it gives me confidence, it gives me learning, it gives me practice, it allows me to help people already. So I would actually love to make you, like, based on what you said, you wanted this, say it in their own words, the way they say it in the interview, right? Have their interview notes in front of you, and then like in this format, and then that pricing, and like, because we know each other or whatever it is, right? Like because I'm just starting out, I'm not even going to ask you for this amount. I'm even just going to ask you for this. Like, in case you're interested, let me know. If you know someone else who would be interested in a similar offer, let me know. I'm just doing this right now to get into it. Explain them a little bit why you're doing this. To be honest, to gain confidence, to gain learnings, to but also to help them, because you can already help them, right? So this is how you leave a voice message for maybe half a minute or something like this. Don't talk for minutes and minutes, right? Keep it under 1 minute, and then just give them a call to action in the end. It's very important. Don't just say it and then just be like, okay, bye, but leave it with a call to action, and also apply some urgency, because you're doing this because you have limited time to prove your business can work, because you cannot forever try to prove your business, because it takes energy, it takes time. If you're already out of a job or quit the job or whatever, you have maybe 6 months of money that you can live from until it needs to work, right? So it's your safety, it's your family's safety to make this work, and to put urgency out there is not something evil, right? So when you say, like, in the end, for example, like, hey, like, if you're interested in this by any chance, like, please let me know by 3 days from now, whatever, say the day, like, because I'm trying to plan my offers and I really just want to get quick experience and maybe some testimonials quickly. So I want to start as soon as possible, and like, I have limited time. So if you're interested, let me know, please. I would love to work with you. But yeah, just let me know by then, etc. Right? Then they have a clear call to action and a deadline, and it puts a bit of urgency, right? And it's all very authentic, and that authenticity, that's what's going to sell, because you're giving them exactly what they want, right? Unless you did the interview badly, which can happen, right? No, don't take offense on this, right? Like, you, especially if you're not a coach, you're not used to asking open questions, not creating any biases in the other person, just listening, not giving advice. We all want to talk, right? Let them talk, just ask questions, capture what they say, don't bias them, and then give them exactly what they wanted, right? Make them feel safe in the pricing question, right? You'll see that in the discovery call video that I've done. But you need to be very sensitive there, so they give you the actual answer. Because if they told you a fake price of 2,000, but actually they would only pay 500, and now you're giving them, oh, I give you a discount for 1,000 only, they're like, yeah, because actually 1,000 is still above their 500, which is the actual price they're willing to pay for, right? So it's super important to be very safe, to create a lot of safety for them in the pricing question, because otherwise this whole methodology doesn't work. Yeah, and that's basically it. That's all I wanted to bring across here. In summary, you know, as we said before, you always got to niche down. When you niche down, talk to this niche, do interviews, like set yourself a strong target for like a condensed amount of time. Let's say 40 interviews in 1 month, right? If you're starting to reach out now, it's not going to happen immediately, but like maybe within the next 1.5 months, you do the 40 interviews, right? If you start reaching out today. And then make custom offers to people within 3 to 10 days. The earlier, the better, to come back to them in an authentic way with a voice message, not with a text message, and explain in a logical way also where you're coming from, and then give them a CTA and a deadline. And you will be surprised what you can do with this. Enjoy, put it into action. Nothing we say here is for knowledge only, it's for action. So do this and talk to you soon. Peace.